Hi guys, it's Michelle from Azure Daisy. Welcome back. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're staying warm because it's freezing. I feel like I'm living in Alaska or something. In Virginia, it's ridiculous. So I'm going to do some patches tonight, and I'm going to do them two different ways. Well, not two different ways, but with two different stabilizers. I'm going to use it's called water soluble stabilizer, and it's like it's kind of like a cloth looking one. It's not clear, it's a cloth looking one. This one you use a lot when you do freestanding lace, which maybe I'll do a video on that, show you how to do that. But I'm going to use 2 layers of the water soluble. And then I have this one, it's another wash away water soluble stabilizer. I guess you call this one wash away stabilizer. And this is like a water soluble topper type deal, but it's clear, but it's really thick. I mean, it's thick. It's called, let me show you. It's called Sulky Ultra Solvy. You can see that, Ultra Solvy. And it comes in this roll. I haven't brought any other brands. I don't know other brands other brands to get, but this is the one I get, and it comes in a roll. And I just cut off what I need. And I'm also going to use, I've got some, what do you call this, like canvas. It's like a thick canvas. People use twill. I've never used that, but this is a thick canvas. And then I have, for the other one, I'm going to use felt. And as you can tell, I've been making a lot of patches lately. So I'm just going to use felt for the backing for one, and that one's going to be green. So let's see. So I've got a green piece of felt. Felt's good because it's cheap, and you can get a lot of, I mean, quite a few patches depending on how big they are out of a sheet of felt. And I think, what is it, 33 cents for a piece. So that's what I'm going to use for my backing. One of the patches I'm going to do has a fill stitch, so it fills up the whole back, and then the other one, it doesn't. So it's going to show you 2 different kinds. I prefer the kind that has a total fill, but the ones that don't, you can use this like canvas, you can use twill, you can even use vinyl, like embroidery vinyl. I don't know what you call it, but it's kind of like upholstery vinyl. I don't know, you can get it at Joann's. Not like HTV or anything like that, it's just vinyl. You can use those. And I'm going to make a frog holding a strawberry, and I'm going to make one antisocial book club. I'm going to be making some stuff for, I'm doing a pop-up coming in February 8th, I think, or 7th. The lady that owns one of the stores that I put my stuff in, she's starting a romance book club. And so we were going to do a pop-up for her book club, and I'm going to bring some bookish stuff. So, and I'm going to bring some patches and probably a couple shirts, bookmarks, you know, things like that. So I got to get busy with that. I think I'll do that this weekend, since this weekend is the long weekend for Martin Luther King Day. And let me show you some of the patches I've made. So I've made this one, all aboard the Hot Mess Express. Yeah, I'm a hot mess. I have no idea what I'm doing. This one's kind of snarky. You can read it. I got this one. And this one. And this one. And I put a bunch in the shop, in her shop on Sunday. And no sooner did I leave there that one sold. So people like patches. And I also put on the backing, I put on is like sorry, Heat and Bond Ultra Hold. I use that for the back, and you just cut out your shape. This is how I do it. I just lay it on. I'll show you, but I lay it on and I cut out my shape, and then I iron that onto the back. And I don't know if you can see, but I could leave the backing on, and then I put instructions in on how to attach it. And so I tell them how to iron it on, but then I also say you can, if you don't want to iron it on, you can stitch it on, and you can also use E6000, which will hold it on. I've put it on hats like that, and it stays. Nothing, it never comes off. So, but we'll get to that. I'll show you that in the end. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hoop my stabilizers, and let me angle the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. All right, so I got a 4x4 hoop here. My brother, Esty 1900, it has a 4x4 hoop. My other Baby Lock Flare, it can do 4x4, but I don't have 4x4 hoops for it. And so I'm just going to use a 5x7 for that one. But so you just lay your stabilizer on, and you just hoop it. And please ignore my hoop because I use spray sometimes to stick stuff on to the adhesive spray. And it makes a mess. All my stuff sticks, so I really need to wash these because it's embarrassing. So I just tighten it up, and it's tight. You can hear it sounds like a drum. And then I'm going to hoop this one. Get my hoop out of it. Okay, let me start from where I left off. Apparently I didn't have enough memory on that memory card I was using. That's never happened before. Okay, so anyway, we're going to hoop the 5x7. And you just lay this plastic stuff in, this Ultra Solvy. Make sure this is loosened up just a little bit. Get my hoop in there. You just lay it on, and you just hoop your plastic. And you can use, I'm going to do another video, but you can use like painter's plastic. You can get like a roll of it at like Home Depot or something, and it's 4mm. I don't have any. I've never tried that, but I'm going to try it just to see the difference. But this way I found is great because the way that I'm going to do these, you don't have to cut around at the end. Like if you use cutaway stabilizer or, you know, the felt, anything. This really helps. Oops, sorry. This really helps with your cleanup. Okay, so I've got, sounds like a drum. Got that. And what we're going to do is I'm going to, see those, I'm going to put my embroidery hoops in. I'll start this one first. You can see what I'm doing here. So, this is my little guy, my little design that I'm going to do. I've made him before, and he's sold. And I'm going to take my felt, and I'm just going to cut a piece of the felt off. I don't really need to waste it. And what I do, I usually fold it in half. And like if you're really careful, you could probably get 4 patches out of this, but I just usually, I don't know, sometimes I do 2, 3, just depends how accurate I want to be. Because this is going to take up most of the hoop. I mean, I can cut it to here and have a little piece left. And the felt's good. The scraps are good, like if you're making little applique flowers or things like that. You can always, felt makes nice little appliques. Okay, so I got this in the machine, and it's gonna do a trace stitch on here, so I know where to put. Excuse me. Is that, what color do I want? Hold on a second. Green. Okay, so that's a medium. I'm just trying to figure out what color. Okay, I was gonna do this color. That's not green enough. I guess it is. Okay. I should have thought this out before I put you on here. Sorry. All right, so let's get this machine threaded. And we'll do, this is going to just like do a placement stitch to show you where it goes. So let's watch this happen. Okay, I'm back. Let's see if we can proceed without any more technical difficulties. First, my my whatever this little card thing is that goes in there, that thing ran out, and then my battery died. So I've been sitting here waiting for this thing to charge so I can get this video going. So let's continue. So I ran the placement stitch for the frog patch. So let's get to the I can't even think. I'm sorry. That just threw me off. Alright, so if you can see, there's a placement stitch there, if you can see it. And now I'm going to put the felt down. Put the felt down, and we'll get this going. Get this stitch in. It's going to stitch the whole green part of the frog. And in the meantime, we'll go over to this other machine and we'll get this one started. And this one I'm going to do on the black canvas. Sorry. I'm terrible with this camera. I am not a camera skilled person, apparently. Alright, so we got to do a tack down stitch on this one. And I'll do that with pink. Okay, so let me turn this off because I think that's making too much noise and you can't hear me. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. So now this one we're going to do on the black canvas, and I'm going to do the tack down stitch first, and it's going to be pink because my fill stitch that's going to go in there is going to be pink. So thank you for bearing with me in my apparent non-filming skills. Okay. So now let's do the tack down stitch. Yeah, and I'll let you watch that. Let me turn the camera around. Okay, so I got the pink thread in and ready to embroider. Why is it? Oh, okay. All right, so let's do that. So we're going to lay this down. Make sure you're covering your tack down, which I know this piece is big enough. So let's get this tack down again. Okay, it's gonna, for some reason this one has like 2 circles and I don't want the outside circle, so I'm gonna skip that to the next one because I don't want the outside circle. I don't know why that's there. And I'm gonna run the fill stitch on this one, so let's just watch that real quick. Get started. And here we go. This other one going, and so I'll let these run, and then when I get to the next step I'll show you what they look like, and we'll just keep running the steps, and then when we get to the end, or next to the end, I'll show you what I do. So I'll just flip back and forth and let you know where we're at. Alright, I'll see you after this fill stitch is out. back. This has not been fun. I don't know what happened to my other machine. I started running this and it was running fine, and then it got thread broke, and then I had to change the bobbin, and it's just not stitching out right. I don't know if you can see, but it's making these big stitches, and I've been adjusting the tension and trying to fix. I don't know, that machine she's so finicky, and she gives me so many problems, and I can usually fix her, but I've been running tension tests, so I'm gonna keep trying to run tension tests because I really want to show you this, but I might just have to pretend. It stressed me out. Anyway, we're on the last step of the little frog, the last couple steps. So what it's going to do is going to do a final stitch around the outside, and then I'm going to cut the felt off, and then we'll do the final, satin stitch. So let's turn the camera around so we can do this final stitch here. All right. Turn the camera back around, move you up so you can see me. And yes, I'm always cold. Okay. Alright. So now we have to trim around the edge, get rid of the extra felt, and do some cleaning up a little bit here. So let's see if I can get you to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so I have to clean up all the jump stitches. So I'll clip those real quick. And this is the secret that I do that helps, is I cut the stitch and then I get tweezers and pull it up, and then I snip. I didn't used to use tweezers when I first started, and I could never get the stitches close enough, get the cut close enough. And I started using tweezers, and it helps a lot. Except I need a new pair of tweezers because these don't, as you can tell, these aren't gripping very well. I've used them to death. I really need to get a new pair. So we just need to clip all these. I'm really gonna have to get a new pair of tweezers. These are not. They're really losing their grip. There's one more right here. And the more you do this, the more you'll see little stitches that probably nobody else would notice but you. And I'll show people things. I'm like, oh, I missed this or I missed that, and nobody would notice. So now what you want to do is you're going to cut around the edge as close as you can without cutting this line of stitching that it just stitched out. It's kind of like a guideline for you. And I use these scissors, they're curved. I like these the best. I mean, there's other ones you can use. I have those duck bills. I'm not very good with those. I don't know why. And then I have these, but these are really sharp, and I'm afraid that that I'm gonna poke something, or so I like to use these orange ones. I have several pair, so I just need to cut around. And you just want to make sure that you get as close as you can and not leave too much fluffy stuff, because if you don't get close enough, sometimes the satin stitch won't cover all of it and it doesn't look as good. All right. Okay. So now I've cut all around it. Now we're going to put it on the machine. For the last step, which is the satin stitch, satin border. Turn it around here so you can see. All right. Oh, yeah, that would help if I put my hoop in the machine, wouldn't it? Okay. All right, and then we're going to stitch this out. Okay, so I think I fixed the tension. I was working on it while I was finishing this one. So I think I fixed the tension in it. And this, what's wrong? So I'm letting that one finish. Just the outer side, so I can show you how you finish that one, unhoop that one. And let me just cut this one jump stitch off of here. And he looks good. My other patch does not look good, and we're just going to use it as a demonstration for the plastic wash away stabilizer. See all the tension tests I ran? I finally got it to where it's decent. It's still not perfect, but that's good enough. I'm tired. It's like 9:30. I wanted to I thought I'd be done with this video by now, thanks to my machine. So yeah, this one's almost done. So this is what the back looks like. So it's pretty clean. And let me get This place is a mess. Oh, right in front of me. Oh my goodness. This is almost done. So what we'll do with this one is I'm gonna aim you down here so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so this is the wash away, and the lighting is bad, I'm sorry, because it's dark outside, and anyway, it's okay. You can still see, I think, what I'm doing. So you just take this, and you take a spray bottle, water bottle, and just spray it around the edge. And then, watch the magic. Voila, it just comes right out. And let me take the stabilizer off because this stuff gets sticky. Throw that away, get this out of here. And then you just wipe off the edges while it's wet. And I don't know if you can see that, but see how clean the edges are? The thread there. But see how clean? There's nothing sticking out. So that is my secret. No, I mean, that works so good. I mean, you can just, it'll dry. It won't take long to dry, but it works really good. And you can cut the, I definitely have to cut this little thread. You can cut the threads on the back. You can do like I was mentioning the other night that some people do. They just do a lighter and just burn them down a little bit. You can leave them because when you put the Ultra Bond, Heat and Bond Ultra Hold on the back, it'll smash down with stitches. And here is my ugly patch. Okay, this is my mess up. See the back? I don't know if you can see. It's terrible. Terrible. The tension just went crazy on me. I don't know what happened. And you can even see in the front. It's all like thick and loopy and it just looks awful. So let's just pretend this one's done. So this one with this thick plastic, all you have to do is pop it out and you're done. And you can clean up the edges a little bit if you want to. You can take a wet rag and if there's anything sticking out. Got some of these threads, but this turned out to be a hot mess. But it's okay. It's just for demonstration purposes. And well, this probably would be different because there's supposed to be words right here, so it might be a little bit thicker. So the middle is pretty stiff, but this part, and I like patches that are stiff. So like this one is, I mean, it's stiff. This one's just kind of mushy here. And you can, yeah, you can see the wash away, water soluble, whatever you want to call it. But if I had the words, because there's words that says anti-social book club, and it would take up all this, that would make it stiffer. But see, this one doesn't have a full fill stitch all around it. So I like the ones that have the full. They take longer. But the good thing about making patches is that you can start it like that frog, and like the first step takes like 30 minutes. So you just let your machine run, as long as nothing happens to it. Just check it every once in a while, but you can just let your machine run, do other things, and then change your few threads. And then when you do the satin stitch, that takes 10 minutes or so. So then that gives you, so you're not babysitting so much. But yeah, so I hope this helped you. And what I'm was going to show you. So with this heat and bond, I can't show you now because this patch is wet. But I just take a piece. Let's see. Where's my other scissors? I'll tell you, this is a hot mess in here. It's a hot mess in here. I got stuff everywhere. So let me just take a piece. So what I do, and some people will press, they'll take it and they'll press it like this. They'll just take the whole thing and press. I don't like to do that because it makes a mess, and it's just more mess than necessary. So what I do is when I trace it, so I trace it onto the papery side. There's a bumpy side, and that's the side that you iron on your patch to. But I trace it on the paper side, but this one's not so much, or a circle or a rectangle, or not so much, but some of them, if they're a certain shape, you want to trace it face down, so that when, after you trace it, your back will fit the shape when you put it right side. So let me go ahead and just do that real quick. I feel like I should just show you the whole step. So I just trace it around. And then cut it out. But I cut just a little bit inside because this is, when you trace on the outside, it makes it a little bit bigger than what you need. I hope that makes sense. But so I just trim a little bit along the inside of that. As you can see, the inside of that line, I just trim on the inside of it. And let's just cut this real quick. I hope this was helpful to you guys. If you have any questions or any other ideas, I do have that one I told you. It's pretty much where you use the plastic sheeting, and it's like 4mm plastic sheeting, and it pretty much does the same thing as the Ultra Solvy. I just don't have any of that plastic sheeting, so I just did the Ultra Solvy, but I'm gonna get some and try it. So yeah, so then you just put your shape on the back here, and you put a pressing cloth over top, like that cloth I just used, and then you just press down with your iron. I don't know, about 20 seconds or so, but I like press down one side, press down another, you know, just hold it there, just make sure it really adheres. And then you're done. Your patch is done, and you can iron it onto anything you want to, or sew it on, or like I said, you can use E6000. My cutting job's not the greatest, but and if you put it on like here, and then after you iron it on and you see some white around the edges like this, I just go around and trim it close. And yeah, so that's how I make patches. I'm sorry that this one didn't turn out, and my machine was being a finicky little lady. Of course, the night that I need her to behave. I mean, I made a towel with her this morning, and she was fine. I don't know. She's very finicky. But one day, I'm going to have my multi-needle, and I'm not going to have to worry about changing all these threads and finicky machines. And I mean, I have to say, if you're looking to do embroidery, you're new to embroidery, you don't know what, I would highly recommend this Brother Esty 1900, or there's another Brother, I think it's Esty, a Brother PE 900. But these machines, I'm telling you, I've had this machine like 3.5 years. I have run it to death, and it is so reliable. It's not picky. It doesn't. I can't say enough about the Brother machine. This baby lock, I haven't had that. I've had it like a year less. And while it's nice and it does very nice stitching and it's got a bigger hoop, I've had more problems with that thing. I mean, I had it serviced last year because it broke. And it was this time last year I took it. So I may take it in again because I don't know what's going on with it. But yeah, so anyway, I really appreciate you guys being here and watching. Please subscribe and like and share and do all those things and help me grow my channel and help us grow this community so that you know, I can help you and you can help me. And I'll do another embroidery video. I'm trying to do them once a week, so, and since it's so late tonight, I don't know if I'm not going to get it edited tonight because I got to work tomorrow, but maybe in the morning before I go to work I might try to get it edited. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think there's going to be too much to cut out of this because I'm not much of an editor. As you can tell, I'm not much of a filmer either, or whatever you want to call me. Call it videographer. But yeah, so I'll get that done and get this out as soon as I can. But I appreciate everybody watching. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, if you have any questions, anything, and have a nice long weekend. Hopefully you get a holiday. I know I do, and I'll be working on my favorite thing. So anyway, all right guys, I'm rambling on, but yeah, so have a good weekend and I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.